In progress.
I've got it. Don't tell me.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Three Warlocks podcast. This is episode 45. We are back. We apologize. We haven't been with you guys as often as we should. And that's probably a good way to talk about or air out the laundry. I know I was talking to Snail about this or address the elephant in the room. Is that the way you say that too as well?
Yeah.
All right, we'll talk about this.
There's no need to talk about my weight like that.
Well, we're going to be making some changes to the show, guys. Some of our avid listeners, our avid viewers in YouTube, we have a show that we do every week. Unfortunately, we cannot keep that up for right now. Right now, responsibilities and life itself has kind of caught up to us. So we're going to have a show once every 2 weeks for right now. If there's something major that's happens within the Destiny world or Bungie brings out, we will try to address it as promptly as we can. We may have to, kind of jump in there if it's some major changes to the game or something crazy happens between now until the Witch Queen is released. But just kind of give you guys an idea, the show has been around, and I want to say this time last year, it started as an idea between three of us. We were friends about doing a podcast show. So it's about 1 year ago, because our first episode was in October, the first week in October. So we're creeping up on a 1 year anniversary for us. I'm just glad we've had all this time to do it, and we've been at it, each and every week, a couple of weeks here and there. We've had to miss. We're also very grateful for our guest hosts to come in and pick up the slack, help us out. Our wonderful guests that we had throughout the episodes, Duke is Cool, Darth Jig, Sarah Bear, Peak. We've had so many people we can name and thank. But we're going to keep going. I mean, this is nothing. It's just a little stepping stone in our journey through this game. This game is getting really exciting. A lot of stuff has happened, guys. Just to give you guys a recap of things that we missed last week, and I'm sure you guys know, it's Trials of Revamped. Trials of Osiris dropped, so we have plenty to talk about there. And also, too, last week it was, I believe, the official 7th year anniversary of Destiny. So Destiny was released in 2014. I believe Snail said September 4th. 2014, and during those times I was playing Call of Duty. I wasn't into Destiny.
I played the beta.
Oh,
the
yes.
Destiny beta.
So you were one of those 29 nerds that were dancing in the lighthouse.
I was. No, I was the one that was kicking the ball. Remember, there's that ball in the tower? That was me. I would kick it off, just piss people off.
I do remember my friends telling me, "Hey man, you got to pick up Destiny. It's a cool game. You get to shoot space aliens and you get to dance." And I'm like, "What? You get to dance at the lighthouse?" And I'm like, "Okay, that's weird." Awesome. I'm over here playing Call of Duty where you have jetpacks on your back jumping from building to building. So I was pretty close to playing Destiny. So I picked up Destiny in 2015, as many of you guys know, and I liked it. It was a pretty fun game. Most of the people that got me into Destiny are gone. They no longer play. They're playing other games. So it's been kind of bittersweet, the journey, because along the way I lost people that I play with, but nonetheless I've gained so many friends, so many people that I play with, and just recently I've gained even more people. So this game is definitely something that I love. What has your guys' experience been, playing with Destiny or being a part of the Destiny community for the last 7 years, guys?
Well, I haven't been 7 years, so I've been since 2018. A friend of mine, Matt, kept saying to me, "Get Destiny." I kept ignoring him, until finally I was like, "Oh, I'll get Forsaken and see what it's like," and then got hooked. And my playing time, so I've fitted a lot into the short space of time. All those people are now not playing, but I found you guys after I was abandoned by the last clan. So here I am now. It's been a blast.
Awesome. I'm glad to have you here, man. Glad to have you. What about you, Ness?
I mean, I think for me, I was actually a PlayStation player. And then I got to play the beta for Destiny, and I really liked it. I think what drew me was just the art of it. I mean, it's a beautiful game. And then I got Carla to play. I got Rob to play. And after that, the group kind of grew, and we've been together since then. So, I mean, I feel like Destiny is one of those games that at this point in time, I play because of the social aspect mostly. The DLCs and the drops are great, but at this point, I mean, it's just a Friday night, hanging out with some friends and just kind of killing some people. Yeah.
Nice.
A little morbid at the end, but okay.
I'm
I appreciate
excited.
that. But yeah, awesome. That's a really good thoughts, especially on something that Bungie as a team, as a family, they've been working so very hard. It's good to let them know how much we appreciate for creating this game. Because if you think about it, if it wasn't for this game, I would have probably never met Snail. Snail would probably never met us. So I mean, it's crazy. We live in a big world, but yet we're so small within the confines of everything around us. So, well, let's talk about this week, guys. A couple things have happened this week. We got a new exotic quest, and this exotic quest is a gun that was supposed to be for Aldrin. I'm sorry, buddy. It's
Aldrin's
a linear.
dead.
Oh yeah, Aldrin's dead. I'm sorry. Yeah,
Yeah, he died.
Yeah, it's an
He
exotic.
died.
It's an exotic
Who cares?
stasis trace rifle, and it's called the Ager Spectre.
Yep, Scepter.
Scepter. Excuse me, Scepter. I haven't got my hands on it. It's a very long quest, actually. It's about 12 steps, I want to say.
Yeah, it's good fun.
So I haven't had a chance to even try it out. Have you guys gotten your hands on it?
Yeah. I have.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'll cover a bit in this story later, but I think that is what Exotic Quest should be.
Okay.
A story from start to finish that keeps you engrossed. So pretty good.
That's awesome. Well, for all those guys who got it, you're going to have to wait till September 21st to get the catalyst for it. Apparently, Bungie likes to time gate things, and that was one that a lot of people were not very happy with, especially for the quest being so long. Getting all that time invested on that weapon. Some of the things too, we've discovered a new Shattered Throne area last week. I believe it was the Shattered of Wrath. I want to say that was the final one, and this week we're back to Echoes. I want to say, and you're able to upgrade, your little compass more and more, so you're able to open up more secrets. So a lot of stuff has been opening up. A lot of things has been happening. I'm sure Snail's going to cover a little bit more about that in the story too as well. But let's look at the calendar for this stuff. This is very interesting because Bungie has always come up with the calendar before the game even launches or within the week, but they waited quite a few weeks for it to release this calendar. And it's not like a specific calendars that we're used to having, like what Bungie does, things by this date, these things are going to drop. No, they decided to do a monthly calendar. And let's have Ness kind of talk about it for us.
Well, I mean, right now we're in the season of the Lost. So, I mean, I think the latest thing is, of course, that exotic quest and the revamping of Trials, which a lot of people have really been enjoying. October and November, we're back to the Festival of the Lost. I'm hoping that they actually do something a little bit different from the same one that they did last year, because it was the same one from the year before. Grandmaster Nightfalls, and then Astral Alignments and Shattered Realm difficulty options. So that's going to be interesting. Yeah. December and February is the 30th anniversary event. So a new dungeon. Galahorn is back. What? Okay. I can't wait. And then a new 6-player offense, kind of like Menagerie, is going to come out. So that's pretty fun, because I actually do miss Menagerie. Iconic weapons from Bungie's past and more. So they're promising us some more weapons. So it'll be interesting what comes back that they've already kind of vaulted. Season events, Moments of Triumph, and the Dawning. So it's gonna be a pretty good year. Of course, with every new thing, there's going to be some hot fixes and everything like that. So we'll see how this plays out.
Perfect. Yeah, I got a few questions about this calendar. I don't know if you guys see this. If you guys are watching it through YouTube, thank you so much for watching us. But I don't quite like this armor. It's pretty ugly. You guys see this over here on the festival?
No, the Dino armor is what we voted for. You need to get over your.
This is some pretty ugly armor.
Yeah, you need to let it go.
Let it go.
Dinosaurs won.
Okay,
well, be Olaf. Let it go.
Well, looking forward to these things in here. A couple of things that stood out to me is the haunted sectors. So they're going to be switching some things around for the season of the Lost, or the Festival of the Lost. So that's kind of interesting. We're no longer going to go to the vaulted Mercury planet and pick up pieces of candy off the ground. So now I guess we're going to some lost sectors, maybe some revamped lost sectors, maybe scary lost sectors.
Why didn't they say lost sectors? Why did it say sectors?
It says sectors. I'm assuming it's lost sectors. I mean, some of the sectors or lost sectors in the moon are pretty damn scary, man. I mean, like if you go in there blind, a new player, throw them in there, they're they're pretty, especially the music in the background, the violins.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty scary. So they might use something like that. I don't think they're going to create a whole new space for us to go into.
No,
I mean, the AEZ
they'll
would be
they'll
cool, I
revamp
guess,
something.
but
Yeah.
they'll probably revamp something. Also here on the Bungie 30th anniversary, I think the question I had for you guys, is this something we have to purchase separately, right, Snail?
It is the separate purchase, yeah.
It's a separate purchase, so remember that,
Yeah,
guys.
but if you buy Witch Queen, you can buy the add-on with 30th anniversary for a discount price.
Okay, that's good to know. Not a whole lot of people know that. So yeah, boom, we're gonna get the Gallahorn like Ness says, and some new weapons too. I believe the IS Luna was teased. That's coming in December, so a lot of people were excited about that. And yeah,
there's a key word there that it didn't say. Iconic weapons from Destiny's past, Bungie's past.
Okay, so you're thinking some DMRs, some little submachine guns from Halo.
I'm thinking it will span all their previous titles, and we'll get
the Needler will be nice to have, dude. If we could get the Needler on a Destiny game, oh my god! You guys know what that weapon is? The Needler is the one from
Halo, I
Halo,
used to love that weapon.
where you shoot everybody with the little pricks and then it blows up. It's almost like the.
It's very rude of you.
Well, I mean, it's almost like a cracked up version of the Malfeasance, I guess. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's pretty much what it is.
Malfeasance.
But new season starts in 2/22/22. That's when the Witch Queen drops. So pretty exciting, guys. That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
well, any thoughts on that, calendar, before we move on to our thoughts on the Lighthouse and Trials, guys?
I think it's particularly vague for a reason.
Yeah.
So, this is going to be the longest season ever. There was also a point saying that there's going to be a revamp of the season halfway through. So don't know what that kind of means. Is it just the hardness difficulties? But I think it's particularly vague because they can still drop things in, and they're purposely doing that because they don't want to tie themselves to finishing stuff in time, I guess. So yeah, it's particularly vague for a reason. I'm assuming to keep us all guessing for the next 6 months.
So I'm guessing, or I'm thinking, do you think it was a good move by Bungie to release their Witch Queen, I guess, coming up party during the preview before Season of the Lost? It was way too early, so people got excited. Do you think it was a little bit, I guess, like too early? I would have liked to see that maybe in December or something to get excited about, maybe November. What do you think? So?
No, because they needed to build excitement for this long drought we're going to have. And that also launched what was going to happen with the 30th anniversary. So I think it built a real burst of sales before Christmas, rather than everybody leaving it till after Christmas to buy something.
What I've been hearing.
It's good marketing.
Yeah, what I've been hearing is that supposedly from people's in the internets and the webs is that there's a good possibility the Witch Queen release is going to be much bigger than D1, than D2, than Forsaken was. It seems like every release has kind of taken over, because the excitement, especially we're going to be talking about some of these numbers, Trials numbers, returning players coming back. The story has never been better than it's ever been, right, Snail? New weapons, new aspects, new subclasses. I mean, things are changing in the right direction, that they're pretty much gearing up for one of the greatest and biggest releases in Bungie's history. I think it may even overtake some of the earlier Halo stuff, the Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3 releases. I'm not sure what the record is for them as a company. I don't know which one has the most units purchased. I think I'm going to say maybe Destiny 2, maybe it's up there. Forsaken could be up there as well. That's when we got Snail, But that's what it's looking like, and some people have been kind of talking about it. So it's really good days for Bungie are ahead of them, which is awesome. But now, guys, let's move on to the Lighthouse. Let's talk about the new revamped experience of Trials. Let me give you guys some numbers. So the new revamped Trials happened last week. I had an amazing blast. I actually had a privilege of going flawless 3 times. And before, from last week to the first time I started playing Destiny, never been flawless in my entire life through D1, never been flawless in my entire life to the early lives of Destiny 2, Trials of the 9, never. So this last week, I was able to accomplish 3 of them. And one of them I was able to help my friend Snail to get there as well. So we're going to be talking about that, our experiences there. But let me give you guys some numbers here, okay? So we've had 750,000 players that play Trials, okay? So out of those 750,000, 120,000 were first timers, which just never tried Trials in their lives. It just jumped in because of the buzz and the things happening, 470,000 hadn't played recently because, Trials has gotten stale after a while. So these people were returning. So check this out. This is a number that I'm kind of amazed by this. 237,000 players went flawless, okay? So out of those 237,000 players, 105,000, almost half, went flawless for the first time. And I was one of them.
Yeah, that's you too.
Yeah, Snail was one of them, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So I apologize, Ness. I know you've given us a little slack, but we will help you get there. It's just, we'll get there. So, so 30% activity going on has risen up to Trials, the highest it's ever been, because the highest it ever was 21%. So 21% of the entire 100% of people playing were playing Trials, which is
crazy.
Very, very small, 20% of the thing. But now it rose all the way to 30%, so a big chunk, 10% increase on that. Lots of hours people playing Tile, 2.8 million. And I mean, it's been an amazing ride. I've had really good experience going for my first week. I know we're going to talk about some changes that happened this week, but from my experience, I was able to go flawless on Saturday, and then Sunday was the worst experience ever for some reason. I don't know why, but then we jumped in with Snail. We were able to go flawless on Monday. My experience going to the Lighthouse for the very first time, I was there with some people that have been there before, and the first thing I asked, I'm like, what do I do? Because I've never been here before. I'm like, what's going on? And they're teasing me. They're like, all right, dude, if you fall in here and die, your flawless is done. And I'm seriously, bro, I am jumping to get to the areas, because there's areas you have to jump to get to the chest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm jumping very carefully, gliding my warlock like I'm like a gazelle, just like landing very carefully, making sure I don't hit myself and hurt myself. But it was an amazing experience. I got so many people to thank, but it's one of many, and hopefully we're going to be taking a lot more people.
Wait, but is that true? If you had fallen?
I have no idea. I don't want to question that. I'm pretty sure they're probably messing with me.
Don't believe the lies.
But I want to get your I guess your experience now of you going flawless, and then after we're done talking about that, I want to see Ness had some time to play Trials itself. I just want to see how you like the game.
Losers.
No, I want to see how you like the game mode, to begin with. But go ahead, Snail. Tell me about your experience.
Yeah, so my experience was a full weekend. So I started playing on Friday night, and I thought to myself, right, there's a solo option. So I'll pick up a card and I'll just play and go along. And try and enjoy myself more than anything else, because I knew I never went in thinking I'll be flawless. I've always played Trials. I've always been stomped. It's particularly tough, and sometimes I've not enjoyed going 5-0 against me all the time, and it's not been fun. But my initial thoughts were amazing, because I went in and I remember texting Vega halfway through my card saying, "I've not lost yet. I'm on a 4 streak." And then it was a 5 streak, and I was thinking to myself, I can't go flawless on a solo card on my first experience of Trials. And sure enough, I didn't. So it ended up that I got 7 wins, but 7 losses, and it was 7 straight losses, then 1 win. So it was six wins, 7 losses, 1 win, which is great, because I got some great rewards out of it. It was really enjoyable. I was enjoying the fact that I was playing with other solo players. I was playing the fractions to some degree, using my abilities to support other abilities that other people had. So I was watching how people were playing, filtering people into lanes because I could use Witherhoard to do so. It was great fun. Saturday was the same, still really balanced and fair, and I wasn't getting stomped all the time. Had a couple of stomp matches, but I got to stomp sometimes, which was great fun. Sunday was slightly different.
It was rough.
When I played solo on Sunday, it was good. It was 50-50. And over that weekend, I finished 50% win rate, which is pretty good, I think, considering I never never liked PvP, and I hate PvP, but it was good fun. But yeah, we did go in in a team, and that was Stomp City, so quickly backed out of that. And then Monday happened, and I wasn't expecting again to get a team together, because I was enjoying myself in solo more than anything else. I was just enjoying getting the rank ups and picking up lots of extra things. Picked some stuff from my hunter, was having fun, and then I had a strange text saying "Trials?" I was thinking, hey, Vegas text me.
Supposed to be at work. Supposed to be at work.
And then I suddenly get an invite to a party, but I didn't see it as an invite to a party because it came up Vega, and I thought, oh, you joined the party, so I'm saying hello to you. And Bob's going, he's not here. I was like, oh, I've had an invite to a party. I'm disappearing, Rob. So there was Vega with Canadian, and we had a great blast, really. 6 straight wins. I kind of played the support role in the background, but help me in. It was all right. We then got absolutely stomped by a team, and then we got our 7th win just after, which was great. Good job. We had a mercy card, I suppose. That last match was absolutely crazy and stressful because people were skipping all over the map, but I was stood next to Vega, and all of a sudden it was the other side of the map, and I was thinking to myself, how's he got there? And Canadian kept cutting in and out, and we're like, the game's gonna crash on our flawless card. And literally as we got to the win and then got to go to the lighthouse, that's when Canadian's party crashed and he disappeared. I was like, I didn't got to say goodbye, nothing. He just vanished. But a great blast. So thank you very much, Vega. Thank you, Canadian. He joined me in a party later on, and he apologized for disappearing, and his Wi-Fi hotspot had gone down. But man, it was the best weekend of Trials. Not just because it went flawless. It was just enjoyable from start to finish.
The experience was nice.
Even, fair, no real experience of cheaters, and everybody just having a great time. Important. Really. Yeah, it changed this weekend, but we'll cover that in a minute.
Yeah. What about you, Ness? Did you get a chance to play Trials last weekend? You kind of got to see the way.
You guys had this amazing time, Friday and Saturday, and then here comes me on Sunday when apparently I don't know what happened. There was a point where I wasn't seeing people, and then I would get murdered. It's like, who hit me? Who's shooting me? Where did that come from?
So we have an example right here of Ness right here. Look at this.
This is exactly what happened to Ness.
Right here.
That was yeah.
Which one of you kicked me?
That was exactly how it felt. That was exactly how it felt. I had a hunter that I don't know how managed to get in front of the whole team and decimated all of us.
Really?
Invisible the whole time. And then another constant was Vex Mythoclast.
Yep. Like a lot of Vex.
Every 5 seconds you would go around a corner, even to peek a little bit, and you were just you were gone. So yeah, I think we had 1 win, and then I think the 3rd game in, I was just like, let's do it another time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my experience. Vex Mythoclast was the enemy. Hunter's invisibility apparently lasts way longer than I remember. Yeah, that was really about it.
Well,
do you know my real highlight was meeting all of the Stadia players in a space for a weekend.
All 3 of them?
We played a team of 3 in one shot. It was pretty fun. It was pretty fun.
Hilarious.
That was the loss we had. The Stadia players.
The Stadia people stomped us to the ground. I told Snail, you know what? They were probably in the same table on their phones, like beating us up. Because that was the loss that was like, whoa. I was like, man, we need to get a Stadia.
It's so weird.
Oh man, but yeah, I mean, it's they're there, guys. They're there. They're out in the wild. When you see one, they're almost like a unicorn. It's fair, but they're there. They're there. You see them here and there. But yeah, a lot of different experiences, a lot of things that happen. I know Ness brought out the whole thing where some of the matches, and even you brought out too, Snail, that some of the matches were a little bit uneven. You would get stomped 5-0. Because you guys were playing solo, and even some of those matches were kind of going back and forth that way. But apparently some changes happened this week. I haven't had a chance to experience them. I jumped on Trials early this morning. It wasn't as crazy as some people say, but Bungie wants to address that. He wants to address those 5-0 stomps, or those teams that go in there and just stomp you. They want to get this flawless matchmaking pool for only those specific people. So their ultimate goal is to get all the flawless people to play each other. Once you go flawless, then you're going to go back into the pool. They want to put you all together with each other. Snail's on its head because that's probably something it's not happening. We'll talk about that a little bit later. So that's our goal. They want to do that. Okay. One of the things that I did see, which is also backfiring, which I'm sure we'll talk about this too, is that they put that penalty on people that quit. Okay. But the thing that happens on that, it's a 30-minute penalty if you keep quitting too many games. The only thing that happens with that is that there's teams that you can tell are going to stomp you. And as your teammate, they don't even try. They give up. They start jumping off the map, and then they're not technically penalizing themselves. I think Bungie needs to address suicides. That's what they need to address. That's probably another thing that they might be looking into, because dude, if I go in there and I'm like, all right, guys, we're down 4-1, whatever it is, what it is. These guys want to get in and out. You're getting points regardless. You're getting loot regardless. So they just want to get in and out. And that's something can leave a bad taste in your mouth. I'm sure that happened to you a couple of times, Austin.
The whole experience tonight has been completely different to last weekend. So I played 10 matches tonight, 3 wins and 7 losses. And literally it's 7 straight losses, all 5-1. 5-1,
okay.
And
unique.
Purposely 5-1, I must add, because every single match started with us winning the first round and then playing possum and then stomping us from there on in.
There you go.
And what I found was the matching did not match me with teammates that could cope with what was happening. So I had people jumping off the map. I had people not playing at all, just stood there. The rounds I won were rounds where I killed everybody. I showed a video to Vega earlier when I took out a whole team, 2 with Witherhoard, 1 with a nice little pulse rifle. A direct hit with Witherhoard as well, as I zoomed through the little map.
Very impressive, fun. By the way. Very impressive.
But yeah, my KD was really good throughout all of the matches.
Where's the video?
I've recorded it.
We have
Don't you worry.
We have.
Why aren't we playing it?
Because
it's too big. It's too big, right?
Play it live.
Didn't happen.
But yeah, it was a completely different experience. It's not fun. 7 straight games being stomped 5-1, especially when one of the updates that Bungie put in place was once you've been stomped, you get a couple of easier matches. That isn't working because people are going 5-1 on purpose, so it's not a 5-0. And I'm assuming that is helping them and impacting us for the fact that they've got a loss of a round, because it means they're not getting penalised for going 5-0. But when we're not getting the benefit of getting 5-0. So it was not a fun experience.
Which brings me to my next question. And sorry to hear that, Snail, that's been going like that. But why would Bungie change something so quickly when it was somewhat working for them the first week? Why is it that our experience going in the first week was much better compared to right now? I know it's Friday, but we only had a couple of games here and there. But why would they change something so fast on just enough data that they just acquired? Bungie has always been known to we want to get data. We want to collect as much data as possible. I mean, hell, in previous seasons, we didn't get nothing until the season was over. Then they'll make adjustments. But now they're making adjustments weekly. That's a little strange to me.
Yeah. And it's a small player base, again, that is the people complaining. It's short-sighted to make changes a week in when you think of that weekend. Trials is back, there's excitement. The weapon that was for the Adept was exciting because it was the SMG. There was a new weapon out there. There was all excitement built up around it, the new type of matchmaking, and it made for a really good weekend. To then change it to this weekend, where it's a different weapon, a different map, and make all these changes without really thinking the consequence of doing so. And their thought process being that by the time Friday and Saturday's gone, these people that are getting stomped at the moment will be okay. That ain't the case, because I went into today's trials all full of the joys of spring to then come out of it thinking I'm not going to bother now, because it's gone back to what it was before. No even matches, no fun. And you think I'm going to keep my happiness all the way through to wait till Sunday where I might get some matches that might be good. That's not good enough.
It doesn't work that way. Yeah.
It doesn't work like that at all.
Yeah.
And it's not working for anybody at the moment, because even the people that the diehard streamers that are playing Trials are not enjoying it either, because they even messed up what they intended to do by making the matchmaking flawless happen straight away. I mean, how bad can you get it wrong in the space of a week? It just doesn't make any sense. But anyway, I could go on all day.
Well, that's something that Bungie has been known for. Sometimes they swing too far to the left, too far to the right. Hopefully they can see the forums, they can see the complaints. I mean, they can see those stuff, you know, and they'll make some changes accordingly. But I know it's only been one day. You know, today is Friday. We record on a Friday, but Trials is going strong. It'll be kind of nice, or curiously, to see what's gonna happen tomorrow, maybe Sunday, maybe Monday. You never know. See if those changes do benefit the ones that are getting 5-0'd and the ones that are, you know, committing suicide out there, so they can just move on to the next round. Ness, do you like Capture the Zone? The game mode, do you like that? Like, yeah, like Control, like Control. Do you like Control? Like the game mode Control?
Yeah.
Well, next week they're talking about maybe Trials with Control.
Get out of here.
That's one of the things that
I feel like that's a trap, right? You know where they're going.
That's probably something that they're going to be bringing on their very first Trials labs. That's one of the things they've been talking about that they want to try out. So they're going to be trying Trials with Capture the Zone aspect of it. So those are the things that we can
feel like that's
look forward to.
That's just a smaller version of Clash.
You know what I was telling Snail? I think that might be what is it, Rundown? What was that thing called? Showdown. It's just like Showdown, but with zones. I'm like, right.
It's just a smaller version.
Those are the things we look forward to next week. One of the things that they're going to be adjusting to is the special ammo replenisher on revives. So you're no longer going to be able to get special ammo, because I've seen teams, it's happened to me, when we're up 2 to on one guy, or 3 to 1, and that guy revives one guy, homeboy comes back to life and he has shotgun spraying everywhere, and we end up dying, which is not fair. You should be rewarded for staying alive, and you should be penalized for dying on that. It's not going to affect the special ammo you get when you come back in the next round. That still stays the same. And apparently there was some issues with some of the adept weapons, or some of the weapons that Saint 14 had, that you couldn't master work. So they're going to be addressing that as well.
Yeah, I've had that issue. So I got the Eye of Soul from the obviously the rank rewards.
So rank rewards,
I can't level it up. Can't do anything with it.
Yeah. So hopefully they'll address that. So save it, put it in the vault for right now. Don't delete it. Don't get rid of it. That's going to be a hotfix that hopefully Bungie sends out here in the future. But speaking of hotfixes, we have some of the things that were resolved. Apparently we have some issues. We finally got our well, not me, but Snail finally got his Deadeye gilded, because they resolved that issue. But go ahead, let's bring out some of those issues.
I mean, you already said the cool one, Vega, but anyway.
It's ruined your choice.
I know you ruined it. You know, I was all excited to talk about that one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So now a couple of things that they did fix that I think are pretty important, like the exotic Warlock helmet, Dawn Chorus, now actually extends properly, because when things happen, like with all the like the hunters and the titans, there's always something cool where they kill more people. With us, it's always something that just is broken, and we can't kill more people.
But now we can.
We can a little bit. The strike streaks are actually going to start working now as intended. The barrier around the Scorch Cannon and the Fallen Walker now are not going to block people from getting a heroic completion.
Very common.
And of course, the Sweet Spotter. So now everybody can, work on their Wyvern kills and get their Deadeye like Snail did. Yeah. Also, so I don't know if you guys saw the numbers of the people that they had to change, the names, I know Snail, this is one of the things that bothers Snail, because he's like Snail 2267 35 million pi or whatever. But so they have a code of conduct, and about 700 people actually violated the code of conduct by kind of slicking a name in there, like, kind of like, silly hooker.
I'm going to report her.
So now you're going to see probably like a bunch of people called Guardian and Guardian, whatever number that they put in the back. So 700 people, and they are actively still investigating, just people that, might be, on the line.
Mhm.
And they say that if you actually see somebody with that name, just report them in
Yep.
game.
Silly,
Yeah.
you're about to be reported, silly.
Silly. Ooh. So another thing is there is going to be an extended downtime September 23rd. They're going to preparing for the Destiny 2 hotfix 3.3.03. So you're going to be removed by 5 a.m. And unable to log on until 10. So just
So
be aware.
5 hours.
You're
Wow.
kicked out. Yeah, you're going to be kicked out. So a couple of things that known issue wise that I'm pretty sure people are kind of noticing. Let's see, the trials, the Osiris rank reward weapons cannot be masterworked, which I think we were just talking about. Horror's least is dropping from the corrupted nightfall at 0 power.
That's a comical one too as well.
I know. Having champion mods equipped when visiting the wishing well actually results in a bird error code. And then players can purchase a second passage and accidentally overwrite a 7-win passage. So be aware that is going on right now. So all you trials players. So of course, there's always more things that, that are not listed. So go into known issues. So if you see that something's not working right, there are some aesthetically things that aren't looking so well, as far as like the shadow gloves for warlock armor is kind of disconnected. The Titan's gauntlets have parts of the armors that's floating or disconnected. So I mean, those are kind of not really affecting the game, but aesthetically you might get annoyed a little bit. But yeah, go to the help forum and you will see more of that bad stuff. Yeah.
Awesome.
And then there's nothing about the colorblind society.
Not today.
But
Not
I'm
today.
sure there's gonna be. I'm sure there's people. Yeah.
Well,
All right, Snail.
I got a question. I got a question though before we move on to
$5.
Snail's little lore corner. Why is the corrupted the worst nightfall that Destiny has? That's my question.
Why is it harder at 1280 than it is at 1310?
I got stuck. True. I got stuck in an area where the elevator wouldn't activate. I was just sitting there like, okay, like, and my teammates that were just too random, boop, they just bounced off. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, well, I mean, I'll wait for the next two guys. Two guys showed up, and I'm like, okay, I'll kill myself. Nothing. I was like, what the hell's going on? All three of us killed ourselves, and then it activated. And I'm thinking, bro, if this happens during a Grandmaster, what the hell? Like, why is that the buggiest strike or buggiest nightfall ever? I mean, one of the things is like the points not being tallied correctly. 100K is not possible now, apparently.
No. The tech witch stands on top of the ball now, which means you can't get to the ball to throw it to take a shield off.
Are you serious?
It's ridiculous. The whole thing's broken.
It's a raid. It's a 3-man raid.
I honestly, I think that's actually Snail's fault, because every time we would get that particular strike, he would just automatically just get us out of it.
Yeah,
and I think you did that.
It's a long one. It's one of the long ones.
It's not possible to get to the other end in 15 minutes.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I mean, can we talk about? I mean,
it is a long one.
Can we talk about this season's? I don't know if Bungie did this as a joke. They must have been like laughing. Maybe Snail was boasting so much about his gilded conquerors. Can we talk about all the nightfalls that you have to do to get a conquer gilded seal? I mean, we have the corrupted. We have Proving Grounds again, right?
Again,
pretty hard one. Devil's Lair, is it called? Is that what it is? The Devil's Lair? Is that what it is?
Devil's Lair's one. Yeah.
And there's another layer, 2 layers for some reason. And then there's
Exodus Black or Exodus Down, wherever you want to call
Exodus
it.
Black. I mean, there's some pretty heavy hitting. I think the only one that's okay is the one where you're in the EDZ. What is that strike called? That's the only easy one. Shadows, Lake of Shadows.
Lake of Shadows.
That's the only one that people are going to be farming left and right and not popping their seal because it's going to go away. But man, Bungie just, that has to be a troll, right? They have to be trolling us whether they put it there. I think the only thing that we're missing is just Glassway. Just throw Glassway in there just for the hell of it.
It was the worst nightfalls possible.
Oh my god! But anyway, I digress. Go ahead, Snail. Let's talk about some of the lore, some of the stuff that you had in the back burner. I heard stories of an egg. Is that true?
Well, we have a reporter in the field that did some investigating and
Ooh, okay.
did some background checking and found in a little secret place that there is an egg in the little place where Mara is sat there and not doing a lot, but it is corrupted. And apparently I'm not allowed to tell people about this. We're going to tell people because
Yeah, we're gonna tell people anyway. We're gonna tell
It's
people
my
anyway.
egg. I found it.
It's
Hey.
Nessa's egg and she found it. So we did try and shoot with the wish end and then realised you can't shoot weapons in that area.
Mhm.
As my battery goes to 10% and tells me it's about to shut off.
Yes, we're doing
So this
good.
is perfect timing. We're doing well.
Doing
Keep it rolling. We're
Let's
doing
keep
this
it
live.
rolling.
Yeah. So it is a Ahamkara egg.
Perfect. You
Oh,
said it
Thank
correctly.
you.
Ahamkara.
Well done. Excellent. So do we know what Ahamkara is?
the dragon.
Dragons. They're
It's a
dragons.
dragon.
Baby
It is a
dragon.
dragon. Yeah, so it's our fantasy dragons in Destiny. There's one that we kind of know about, which we'll talk about in a minute.
Mhm.
But they're also shapeshifters. There is some stories of an old woman playing cards with a group of people who then devour them afterwards when they lost.
Oh.
So
So don't play
Go
with
dragon.
old people.
So they didn't lose. Okay. No one knows.
so the one we know most about is Riven.
Yeah.
Riven of 1,000 Voices. And they're used as a wish magic. So the prime sort of indicator of what they're about is they grant you a wish, but there's a downside to your wish because there's a bad thing that happens for the good thing you're trying to do. And that
Yep.
kind of played out with what we saw in Last Wish, because our wish was to kill Riven, and then what was granted off the back of that was Savathun's wish to take the Dreaming City.
Yeah.
So that's why we are where we are. And the reason that we had Riven in the first place is because the Queen, Mara, decided that she wanted the ultimate power in the universe and sent Aldrin on a little busy trip to go and find what the ultimate power might be. And he came back with Riven.
With an
Riven
egg.
was then Riven was then tied to Queen's Walk, and I suppose the downside of that is what we've seen with the raid and what happened afterwards. So it was a bit of an issue. They killed all the other dragons, so she had the unique power, and it probably didn't turn out for the best. But we killed all the eggs. There was no eggs left, so there is one egg left, which is a bit of an issue because we don't really want another wish dragon lying around because it causes all sorts of problems. And it actually caused Pradis issue in that lovely raid that I can't
Vault of
remember the name
Glass?
of all of a sudden. Vault of Glass. So that's partly why he's stuck in the Vault of Glass, is because of a wish dragon, but that's another story. But yeah, Bungie wouldn't leave a corrupted egg in plain sight if it wasn't going to be part of the story at some point. What if they're just building interest in, well, people are going to talk about it. But yeah, it's danger written all over it, especially with Savathun lying around. But anyway, also on Crown Watch, still got my crown on. Where is the crown? A crown of sorrow. But it was mentioned this week, bizarrely. I'm assuming we were talking about the crown of sorrow this week. So we had the story of Rega and Ager. And Mara mentioned that she already had Rega's crown, which was after the scepter, but to complete the set. So it does beg the question, is that the crown of sorrow? And was that originally part of the Awoken's armory of stuff? So interesting in Crown Watch. We keep it on until we find out what's happened to it. There is a nice picture. I did take a picture of the egg as well, but obviously my glamorous assistant forgot to show that.
There's the egg right there.
There's the egg there in the distance. Yeah, go and have a look.
Where is this located, Snail? So people want to know.
No.
No. It's where the Queen's located, and it's just off to the side.
There you go.
Lovely. Yeah. And as I said earlier, it was a great exotic quest from start to finish, from story-wise. I didn't like how it played out at the start with monologues, but as it got close to the end, and then we had the lovely cutscene, and the whole story came to its end, was fantastic. And the Hawks in Mara's story are not only Asana, Mara, and Aldrin, but it also describes humanity and Ager's relationship with the Traveler, the Mother, the Tempest mentioned is obviously the darkness. There were so many tiebacks to. It wasn't really a story that could just describe one thing. It sort of described the whole of the Destiny universe, really, in essence, which was really good. Talked about the Traveler shielding us. He gave us feathers, and I'm assuming the feathers were the ghosts. So it starts to talk about all sort of history of Destiny, which I thought was really good. I really enjoyed that exotic quest, and if we can do more of that, it'd be fantastic. The cutscene at the end is absolutely fantastic. It's probably one of the best cutscenes we've seen in a long time. If you combine that to the Saint 14 cutscene, they're the two best cutscenes we've had for years. Very well done. If you get a chance to finish the quest and go and watch it, I've watched it twice. I'll watch it again because it's a great little story.
Yeah.
So, yeah, well worth doing. Well done, Bungie. It's a big tick in the box for this season.
Yeah,
Do
Bungie,
more of that piece.
Yes, Bungie has been knocking it out of the park with their storyline. So some of the previews or some of the things we can look forward to in the future is that they want, but what I've heard is they want the Witch Queen to feel like a detective story. I want you to be kind of searching things out, secrets. Also, one of the things that I've heard is they want the story to feel like a horror story, like a horror book, like scary, which is going to give kind of those kinds of vibes. It feels like it already. I mean, I think this week's story, Sabathun's talking about her family. That's one of the things that it brings out. And she mentioned something that she's doing all this for her sister. And I'm like, whoa, what the hell, man? What's going on? Like, she still has those family those ties, and which makes me think of Dom from Fast and the Furious.
Yeah,
because everything's about family. Family. God.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. That meme has to stop. I'm sorry, guys. That's pretty tough. But thank you, Snail. Really appreciate it, man. Good points there. I know your phone's about to die, so we're gonna wrap these things up. So that was pretty much the preview of what we're gonna be doing, guys. It's half discussion, half the TWAB. I mean, it was pretty fun. We'll share our experiences. We're not gonna be seeing you guys next week. Remember that. We're gonna be seeing you the following week. Our show is going to be every other week, but you can always go back into the podcast and revisit some old episodes. You can always go into the YouTube channels, leave us a comment, feel free, let us know what we're doing, what you like, what you don't like, some of the things to look for in the future. Maybe a YouTube live episode coming up. I would like to do a Halloween special where we're all dressed up. That'll be fun. That'd be cool.
Yeah, as dinosaurs.
The hell with you guys. Okay. One of the things too for the distant future, there's an episode that we're gonna do live in Wales.
Live in Wales. Yeah, with guests.
With multiple guests. Yes, that's something to look forward to. That's something that's gonna be happening right before the release of Witch Queen sometime in February. So I just want to give you guys a little preview. We'll be talking about it as we go on. But thank you so much for joining us, guys. Really appreciate it. This was episode 45. My name is Vega. My gamer tag is Vega6417. Hashtag a bunch of numbers. Ignore that. You can find me on Twitter under my handle Jasubius, or you can just search Triple Vega. Also on Twitch TV /Triple Vega, where I stream whenever I want. I haven't streamed in a while. It is what it is. And also you can look us up on YouTube, the Three Warlocks Podcast. We have it there. Like I said, leave a comment, check out the videos. Don't forget to hit that like, the subscribe button, whatever the hell these guys announce. Do that. All right, go ahead, Ness.
Liness1, Twitch, Xbox. Hit me up if you need any help or friend me. I don't know. Just do things.
Crossplay here.
Just play with us. And then genuine_apathy for Instagram. Come check out our content. Snaily Snail
2268 and some numbers that can't be bothered. You can find me at the Lighthouse. I'll be there. Thanks.
Oh my god.
Whatever. I love it, dude.
For one week only.
I know. Well,
1 week only.
As we close the episode, let's think about the fact that Ness decided to schedule a Clan v Clan, and she's not going to be here. So we're going to be getting our faces stomped in by another clan while her and Carla are away. Somewhere away. So she's not going to be here this weekend. So we're going to try to hide from them. So we're going to ignore all the invites.
Are you sure? I mean, that redheaded guy, he's persistent.
I was out of that at the start as soon as I mentioned who it was against. So you haven't got me.
The soulless one is the one that
The soulless one, the ginger.
that recommended this one. So Ginger, we may have to postpone it until we are I guess able to play with you guys. I know you guys are really good. So if you guys give us about 6.7 years, we should be up to code with you guys. But no,
Destiny 50.
we'll definitely reschedule on that. Some of our clan mates are not going to be around, and we always have a good time when we always do these clan v clan things. We always have a blast. We meet new people. Snail nod his head like, speak for yourself. But we always have a blast, especially meeting new people and then having those relationships, especially a game that's so dear to us, and meeting new people is always awesome. But with that, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Eyes up, Guardians, and always remember, please, when in Rome.
When in Rome, the birds are going to chase the pigeons.
Stop it.